What's up, y'all? This is day one. I'm trying to pass my Apex account and get over to the funding phase. I think the theme for today is anger, and ultimately, that's what cost me today. That's what cost me today. I did everything right. I did my setup, marked out the setup. I already put in a pre-market buy, and what happened was the market was going bearish. And I'm like, okay, based off the time frames, based off my analysis, I'm like, it's definitely pushing up. I set my buy the previous high. I set it for a previous high. And as I said, a regular 1 to 2. And I kid you not, 9:30 hits. And sure enough, that's exactly what happens. The reason I say the theme is anger is because I didn't set in the trade. I canceled it, and then I was going to set it back up if the market went that way. It went faster than I anticipated. I couldn't jump in time, and I was like, I'm just going to wait for it to come back down. I got impatient, and I jumped in, and ultimately, I lost. I was just doing 4 contracts. 4 contracts would have had me, I'd have been up at least I think 340 or something. Not bad. Would have been a great start to the week. But I'd have been up 340 if I just stuck with the plan and not second guess myself. However, like I said, I got impatient. I went in for another buy during the pullback, and it kept pulling back. So all of a sudden, I'm down 400. I'm like, okay. Obviously, I just set my stop loss. I just put in for a market buy. So that's why I made my mistake. So I got out, and I'm waiting. Now, the trend is the pullback. It's pulling back below. Look, I'm new to this. The zone I set at the bottom, that one, it went past it and the previous low. I had marked it out if I was going to take sales today. So I'm like, okay, if it closes, I'll hop into sales. It closed below the previous low. I'm like, okay, I'm going to hop into sales. But this is why time frame is important. I'm on a 1 minute time frame. I obviously marked these zones out on 15 minutes. Long story short, I lost. But when the trend went down at first and started going back up, and I've seen it coming back down, I'm like, okay, it's just retracing, it's going to keep going down. I entered 4 more contracts. Not smart. So I did 8 contracts. I lost. All of a sudden, I went from being possibly up 400 today to now I'm down 1,000. One day, one mistake. And all I had to do was just stick with the plan, not let my emotions get the best of me, use my rational brain, and everything would have been fine. But that's not how trading works. And that's just the reality of it. So, I'll show y'all what happened here. I'll just turn my phone around. Okay, so as we see, here, this is what I was looking at earlier. This is obviously the trade I marked out, and I set it to go above this high right here. Pre-market, I'm looking at this downtrend. It went past its previous low, and it's hitting the zone, and that's why I was hesitant. I'm waiting to see if it's going to continue past the zone and close or go up. Starts going up. I was waiting to see if it was going to close above this high, but it shot all the way up. It shot all the way up here. My plan was to wait and for a pullback and then get in. I waited, and for some reason I hesitated in getting back in right here, and it went right back up and hit TP. So when I got here and I got this pullback, I got in this trade because I thought it was going to hit the zone. Obviously, it didn't. I lost. It went all the way down here. Like I said, when it got this pullback, I entered in for a sell position. And then it pulled back again down here. And I entered for another sell position. Lost. So ultimately, I'm down $1,000. And I should have been up 400. All because I couldn't manage my emotions. So this is a key lesson. Trust yourself and always have patience. Never let your emotions get the best of you. And I'll learn that as I continue on in this journey. But as you can see, this is what my account is at. I'm down 1,050 today. If you're new here and you don't know how prop firms work, this is a prop firm. I'm obviously not down $1,000 with my money. I obviously don't have $50,000 of my own money I put in this. A prop firm is essentially a company that allows you to trade with their money, pretty much. And if you hit a certain target price, you pass your test phase into a funded phase. In a funded phase, you have to get a certain amount, and at that certain amount, you can start taking withdrawals. And that's how you can make money, basically, with funded accounts. So, for instance, this account, you start off with $50,000. If you get it up to $3,000, you'll pass the account. You got a month to pass the account, and you also can't lose $2,000, or you blow the account. In the funded phase, if you pass, you have to get to 52,600 because I think the minimum withdrawal is 500. So it's like a 52,100 mark. That's like the set mark before you can actually start making money. So that's why it's 52,600. I mean, that's when you can take your first payout. Like I said, when you pass, you got to get the account basically back to 3,000 again. So you got to do it over again until you can take out some money. So essentially, that's the goal here. The account was on sale. It was $34. And that's probably why anger was the goal. I mean, not the goal. That's probably why anger was happening today, because it was so cheap and I was so excited. I've been waiting all weekend to get in this trade, and I've been back testing, and all my back testing has been working out perfectly. All my numbers have been aligning, and my numbers aligned today. I was right. My emotions were wrong. My mindset was wrong, and ultimately that's what led me to losing money. So I'm going to continue on this journey, though, because one thing about me is I'm going to never give up. So y'all get to see as I keep going in this journey. Let's see where we go. I'm going to come back tomorrow with a better mindset, and I'll see where we go. I got to get back in the right headspace and not risk a certain amount. My goal was to only risk 200 per trade. Here we are. If you stick to real rules, if you stick to the rules, and if you know what you're doing 9 times out of 10, it's easy money. And this would have been easy money today, but here we are. So sometimes you really gotta lock in with yourself, and it takes self-discipline and self-control. So hope y'all enjoyed this video. Tune in again for tomorrow or whenever I post the next video and see the progress. I appreciate y'all for watching. I'll catch y'all on the next one.